Hey there. Hey, well, I have a quick tutorial that I want to share with you today. Are you a course creator or maybe a coach, okay, but who puts out online courses and is struggling to sell them for the price that you know that they're worth for the transformation that they can bring? I know this is a problem for many people. Many of my clients have expressed this. Their course is premium, okay, they put their whole energy, blood, sweat, and tears into creating it. And they don't want to undercharge. They know that their price is their brand. And so they want to sell it for what it's worth, but they're struggling with sales. Well, I'm going to help you figure out how to change and transform that problem. Before we get into it, my name is Caroline from Ideal Clients Daily, fondly known as the Conversionista. I'm an online messaging launch and sales funnel strategist who also specializes in Kajabi, hence the Kajabi ambassador t-shirt. And I help people just like you. If you're an online entrepreneur or business owner, I help you create, market, and sell lucrative online courses, workshops, coaching programs, products and services so that you can have financial freedom, flexibility, and fun, okay? And especially because financial freedom is probably waiting for you long enough, okay? So don't keep it waiting. But let's get back to the question at hand, right? How do you take a DIY course and turn that into an experience that somebody is grateful to buy for, something that's an irresistible offer and something that people will basically throw their credit cards at you and say, listen, enough already, take my money, I really want to go through with it. And that happens a lot when you go through this quick formula. Well, it's 6 steps that will help you take a DIY course, all right, and change it into a transformation experience that is worth the money that you're asking for. Because frankly, people really don't want to, especially as the market is becoming more mature in this online knowledge-based system, selling your packaging and selling your expertise online. The issue is that people really want to have an experience. They don't want to be given, 12 modules with 5 videos in each module, 60 videos, and then be told, here, get on with that, it's been real, I'll talk to you later. That experience does not transform somebody. Very few people have the discipline to go through the content by themselves and be successful. So if you're more interested in transforming in the success of your clients, the students, rather than just selling, this is a great way to do it, because we really, if we are experts online, should be in the transformation business and not in the information business. You can get a course on Udemy for $10. That's information. But transformation is where you take your ideal client from where they are and don't want to be to the future, to where they want to be, the destination, the success. And if you can do that, that's how you command premium prices, because you frankly are worth your weight in gold, right? So how do you take a normal, boring DIY course that frankly people buy but don't log into, don't want to go through, get shiny object syndrome and they're off to buy something else? How do you make that into a transformative experience? And how you do that is not promoting your course as a course. Because anytime you add any of these elements, your course really becomes coaching. And people pay for coaching. People understand coaching. They understand that it has higher perceived value, because you're actually bringing an element of yourself into it. You're actually giving your time. They're getting closer to you as the expert. Because let's be clear, people want to get closer to you. People want to learn from you. People have followed you. They see you as an authority, as a leader in the industry that you're teaching in or transforming in. And so really and truly, if they could get you one-on-one, right, they'd love to do that. But that's not going to allow you to have leveraged income. So there has to be a compromise, right? There has to be a compromise online. You want leveraged income, and they want a up close and personal relationship with the person who's teaching them. So let's see how we can compromise. Well, this is it. First of all, offer something like a private members only group to the people that buy your course. And therefore, it allows you to create this environment where other other students, other members, other buyers are there together, and they're able to share their ideas, share their journey, rant, they have a group, a tribe, a community of like-minded people that they can interact with. And that human interaction really adds more value to your program. So it could be in the form of a private Facebook group. And these groups don't have to be there all the time, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to do a Facebook group because it takes up so much time. They can be pop-up groups. A lot of people do pop-up groups, and then once the program is over, they go, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to hang out there all the time. The group can facilitate other group members, other course buyers, other course students, just being able to have a place where they can hang out and speak to each other and, express their desires, their milestones, cheer each other on and get success. Facebook groups are a great way to do it. With Kajabi, they have Kajabi the community, so it has its own private forum for your group members and for your members in there. Some people use Mighty Networks, and there's so many different ways it can be done, but just a gathering spot for people who have purchased your program to come into. The second way you do it is adding Q&A, questions and answers, right? And because this transforms, it's no longer a DIY course that do it yourself, you're actually giving another layer of help that can transform. And a Q&A, typically, I would suggest that you hold it in a group, like you can hold it in a Facebook group, and you can do a Facebook Live, and then people on the Facebook Live get to comment and ask you questions, and you answer it. So it's not a two-way verbal communication mechanism. It's more one way. You're speaking, the person's asking you questions. And the way you do it, why you do it like that is it's not supposed to be full-blown coaching, right? It's a Q&A. And so you do it like that so that you don't have somebody just like, taking up all your time, sitting there for half an hour and asking every intricate, detailed question that they have to ask in a one-on-one coaching fashion, because we're not trying to give away all our value in this model. It's not about that. It's not about one-on-one coaching. If they want one-on-one coaching, that's another level up on your product ladder, and they pay for that. And so how do you do that? Easily, Facebook group, go live in a group, have a set time every week where you have your live Q&A. You can ask people to email in their questions so that you can be prepared, so that people don't ask you something that you don't know, and you have a chance to go and give a very thorough answer to what they're asking. You can educate yourself. You can look into the background of certain things, all right? And frankly, this takes up time, right? But not as much time as working one-on-one, but this is how you give somebody a great experience. So an hour Q&A a week, I would say, is a great way to add another layer of transformation and to take that DIY course to become a premium coaching program that people are happy to pay for. The third layer I would add is an onboarding call. And so when somebody signs up for your program, it doesn't even have to be you. And this is why it's a good thing if you charge premium, because you can afford to have support staff that do things like this for you. So I know the light's shining there, but we're moving in perfect action. So we're just going to keep going, right? An onboarding call. So what happens is when somebody signs up for your program, you can have a member of staff, or it can even be yourself if you've got the time in the beginning, all right, to do like a 30-minute onboarding call to get to know the person, ask them what their desires are, what their goals are, what their particular roadblocks have been, and to encourage them, just to let them know that you care, that you don't see them as another notch on your sales dashboard, but you see them as an actual individual, a person that you care and you're invested in seeing them being transformed in their success. So a 30-minute onboarding call, not every week, but as they come on, all right, will work. Now, if you feel that's going to take away from your flexibility, you can have a team member do that, onboard them. In fact, as you're growing, I do recommend having a team member who's in charge of onboarding, because you don't want your ideal client to think that they can only deal with you, because that kind of makes your offer more rigid. It takes away from your flexibility. And really and truly, this business model is about being what I call flexible. It's about having like an elastic band offer, right? That you can fit it with so many people and still give them the level of transformation that they deserve, but there's no cap on the amount of people that you can serve in this one-to-many model. And so a nice onboarding call, 30 minutes, to kind of just find out more about the person, note down if there's any specific things that they're concerned about, where they need concentration on, and that will help you to actually make your program even better because the feedback is phenomenal. The fourth way you can add an extra level of transformation that will make this more of a coaching program than a course is to add hot seats. And so it incentivizes people to do the work. I call it show and tell, right? So as human beings, right, we need validation, right? That's why YouTube courses and Udemy courses, that's why they just don't cut it. I know people say, oh, well, I could go to YouTube and learn that, but you're not going to get all of this. Validation and accountability is key. It's really needed. And so how would that work? Well, hot seats are when you nominate somebody for the month and you, in a group call, you go over what they've done, their work, you critique it, you analyze it, you give recommendations. So it's kind of like laser focused coaching, but only one person a month gets to do that. And so, because you've got a chance in the lottery, you're vested. And it also forces people to do some work because you have criteria around a person who can apply for a hot seat, and they must have got to a certain level in your program. So it forces them to do the work, because one person out of X amount is going to get that lottery seat where you can get to deep dive into their business. Other people can give feedback as well. It gives you a chance to show and tell what you've been doing, and you really feel like you've got that up close and personal touch with this program that you're going through, which could have been a DIY course where it was totally impersonal, but you really feel that an influencer or expert cares and they're giving you all they've got. Another thing is client shout out. So if you've got more authority than the people coming into your program, which I hope you have, because you've been building your online authority, because you're an expert, you're an influencer, right? You're a person who has niche knowledge, education, experience, enlightenment that puts you a few stages ahead of the people that you're trying to transform or teach. Client shout outs are really great because this gives your client more visibility in the area that they're trying to come up in. And so therefore you reward them by saying, if you get to a certain level in the program, okay, I'll pick one client a week or a month to shout out, to broadcast, like maybe send their information to your list, all right? So they can piggyback on your traffic, you give them visibility. So that's a great incentive, and that makes that course a coaching program where the coach or the consultant, the person who's teaching them, leading them, transforming them, is actually facilitating and helping in their business and helping them to get to the next level. Excellent. And then the sixth one that I like, which I think is very powerful, is working sessions, right? Well, actually, there's another one that I didn't add in, so I'm going to add it in here, right? So it really should say 7. So let's get to the sixth one, right? I call it working sessions, where if there's implementation work that needs to be done in your program, which usually there is, because, people that take action get success. So strategy and no systems, right, leads to a very poor entrepreneur or course taker. You must implement what you've learned. Too many people stay in a learning mode. They want to stay in the comfort of just watching these videos. They don't want to move to the next step and say, okay, let me press pause on the video. Let me actually do and put into practice what they said. Well, if you hold working sessions where I used to do this in my business, at a certain time, we would all come together and we'd have a lock-in where everyone would get to do work. Right? So everybody would put on the board the task that they're going to do in this hour, just one task, okay? And then they'd be on Zoom. We'd all be working together on Zoom, but we'd be on mute. No one is allowed to talk, okay? And you're just accountable and you just have to finish your work. The one task, I'm not trying to say you do everything, one defined task goes on a board and you work on that. And then after the hour is up, all right, then you go off. And that gets people to actually, do the work. You feel accountable, you feel that you don't want to be left behind because everyone else is working, so you need to join, and it really is effective. So you're kind of like, the teacher that sits at the front and doesn't say anything and everybody's in silent working mode, right? Excellent, really powerful. Seventh way I would say is to do office hours. And what are office hours? Remember when you're at college, you're in higher education, once a week, your professor was available in his office and you could just drop in and have a chat. Well, I would say that you should offer that. If you want to give that extra touch, if you want to put that extra layer of transformation, have an hour a week where you're just available for your students or your members to drop in. It's informal. They don't have to inform you. You're just sitting on Zoom waiting for them to come in and tell them tell you what's going on, have a chat, let them put out their fears or their desires, anything that can make them feel that you care and transform you to the next level, right? Office hours are really powerful. Sometimes people don't turn up. Sometimes people turn up. It doesn't matter. You are there. You're available for them. You're ready for them. And you're there to help them if they have any concerns. And those people who usually turn up to office hours are the people that are successful because it shows that they're committed. So I've given you 6 and now 7 ways that you can take a DIY course and turn it to coaching. A lot of people are actually adding all these elements anyway, but they're saying it's a course. And therefore, people see that courses are not as valuable as coaching. And so they don't want to pay that price, okay? But call a spade a spade. Stop calling your coaching programs courses. A lot of times, because of the software that we're using, we call it a course because maybe we're using Kajabi or some other online course creation tool. So in our mind, everything we do on there is a course. No, that's just a technical term. A course is just a container for your curriculum. But the extra layers that you put on top of it can change that course into a valuable coaching program. And you can easily charge those premium price points that are in alignment with coaching, and that is how you're going to get to financial freedom faster, because your price point is very important, and you should be charging not for what you're worth, because we're priceless, but you should be charging appropriate for the transformation that you bring your clients, members, students. And a transformation is increased if you add these elements. Okay, so I hope that helps. Understand this: if you're charging for a course, but you're adding coaching elements, call it what it is, a group coaching program, which allows you to still have leveraged income where you're not trading time for dollars, but it allows you to market your program, and your ideal client, the market, understands that coaching has a higher perceived value and is a better transformation vehicle than just a DIY course. Okay, that's it for now, and I will speak to you later.